Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next session of From Nothing, Lorna's story. A lot happened last time, and we're picking up right where we left off. You just had a confusing encounter with a shell dragon, and it is leaving? Well, I'm sorry. It's dead as hell. You guys are
hmm
considering leaving, I should say.
hmm
So let me pull up the campsite. Where did it go? I've lost it. I've lost the campsite, the entire thing. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, it doesn't really matter. We can work with where we are right now because you and your team are going to be taking a watch and you are doing it here.
Yes.
So let me go ahead and pull out the camp watch orders page and you can determine who is going to watch when.
Lorna promised she'd do the first because she slept for 10 hours
That's true.
in the
And
middle of the day.
I do remember that. Yes. That is what happens when you literally knock yourself out through someone else's trauma. And then
And I
fear.
think the only person who doesn't have night vision is Nori, so she's going to be fourth watch.
That's fair.
Dark vision. That's what I meant.
Why is Modi's token the only one showing me?
Damage?
Yeah, hold on. There we go. All right. So Nori's fourth watch because she
hmm
also does not have dark vision.
What is this also? I think she's the only one in the group.
Sorry. Modi does not have dark vision either.
Oh. Oh man, then he should be on fourth watch too.
Just put them
I don't know.
both together like the
Yeah.
outcasts that they are.
Yeah. Well, we have a pretty sizable group for the
Mm-hmm.
amount of watches that we have, so
All right. So these two on fourth watch.
that'll be a
Uh,
fun pair.
where do you want the rest?
Um, let's do Anscombe second watch, and then Spellman and Tyr can have third watch together.
Okay. Then your first watch. Go ahead and roll me perception.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, we're gonna die. 9 total.
One moment.
Sorry, everybody.
There's a muttering of grumbling. Okay. I didn't mean to roll that as tier, but whatever. Okay, so during your first watch, the camp is just settling down for the night. You are staying up as everybody else kind of goes off to go to sleep. And while that's happening, you notice that Anscombe isn't really like he's in his bedroll, but he's just sitting there. Like he's not laying down.
Mm-hmm. Uh, not interested in sleeping yet.
Uh, huh. You scared the shit out of me.
When I turned into a dragonfly, when I turned into a rabbit, or when I randomly passed out.
The weird magic shit, I can kind of understand. We saw a lot of weird things happen from your fireballs during the festival. The randomly blacking out for most of a day scared the piss out of me.
Lorna kind of looks down and scuffs at the dirt with the tip of her toe and uh I'm sorry. I can imagine that that would be stressful.
There's not a lot I remember. I try and think back to who I was before I moved to Siren's Respite, and there isn't much there except an uneasy feeling. Sometimes I get waves of fear, but more than anything else, it feels like I lost something. A lot. Something big. Something that meant the whole world to me. And you've helped show me there's more to this world than whatever it was that I had. You mean a lot to me. So, when I can't wake you up, and when no one knows why you're... Modi said it had something to do with an internal struggle. That your soul was fighting something.
He's very astute.
When it's something that I can't help with, I just feel real helpless. And, Lorna, I'd fight dragons off for you.
Didn't you? Just now?
Real ones, not little baby pieces of shit. You know what I mean.
I do.
If it's something tangible, I know how to help.
You weren't helpless. I know it feels like it, but you kept me safe.
Right, but I just wish I knew more about it. I wish I understood.
That's kind of why I go into those states. It's my attempts to figure out, to understand.
You
And
meant
when
to.
sort of, sometimes with the right stimulus, I can spark a memory.
What was the stimulus?
I was working on a picture, painting. Something from memory, apparently.
Her memories.
Yes. Never mind. Hers.
Are you sure about that?
Most of the time.
'Cause I'm not. I have nightmares that I'm not sure if there's something I lived or something I made up. You ever get that too?
I don't ever think they're made up. I think that me feeling like I have any claim to them isn't right or fair sometimes.
Why?
Because it wasn't me.
But it's your shot now. You're the one alive. You're here.
I guess I'm worried about measuring up to such an intense legacy.
Oh. Bullshit. Are you kidding me? You can't.
No.
Look at me, alright? This is one thing that I do understand. My uncle taught me a lot. Uh-oh. My uncle taught me a lot. My uncle taught me that no matter what anybody else thought of you, what only ever mattered is what I thought of myself. And when I was trying to figure out who I was, I went down some dark holes in Siren's Respite. I drank. I smoked. I fought. I was afraid of who I might have been that I had these habits to me. Lorna, I see you, and you come from such terrifying circumstance. There's somebody hunting you. Somebody who wants you for all the wrong reasons. But despite that, you're growing to be remarkable. You could never... There's no... He looks like lost for words as he looks off to the tree line. No one in history could compare to who you're gonna be.
You really believe that, don't you?
I see the makings of greatness in you like the brightness of every sunrise. Kills
Maybe
me
you should
you
have.
can't see it.
Maybe you should have been a poet instead of a fighter.
Nah, I just say it like it is. You've been the one showing me the books lately.
I'll keep your words in mind, I promise.
If you don't believe in you, I'll have to do it for both of us.
At least until I can myself.
He is just looking at you, as if he's trying to read you.
Okay.
He's gonna roll an insight check. Are you trying to keep yourself shielded from him, or are you just open?
I think she's trying to put on a brave face. Like, she thinks that what he's saying makes sense, but she doesn't quite believe it.
Roll a deception check. Your DC is 21.
I failed. I rolled a 17.
He sees through you. Maybe for the first time.
There's just like a doubt in her. She can't quite look at him in the eyes when she just nods.
He pulls you close, setting his hand, his palm, on your cheek so that his fingertips lace into your hair, tilting your head up to look at him in the face. I will always believe in you. Come on. Nothing's gonna fuck with us tonight. And he pulls you into his bedroll just to hug you.
Oh. She'll go happily, quietly. Probably fall asleep immediately, which is hilarious because she promised she'd do the first watch.
Probably. Roll me a D3.
D3. All right. Go on. There you go.
A 1. You do doze off. But only for an hour. You stir to the sound of an owl. Anscombe is asleep. His arms are around you.
Oh man, we'd be slacking.
Yep. It is fortunate, so far, no threats have appeared. And then you realize, near the campfire that is put out, you hear the rustling. And you spot some movement.
Can I look closer?
Yeah, roll an investigation.
See here. Doesn't sound too threatening, but I've been wrong before. 15.
15. Yeah, your dark vision is good enough, and your bedroll with Anscombe is close enough that you see snorting around the pot that was cleaned and whatever rations were set aside is a wild boar. Just
Like a dangerous one?
could be. They are not.
Oh yeah, they can be.
They're not
quite
known
dangerous.
to be friendly.
Give me 1 second.
It is pretty big, dark brown in color. Either it hasn't cared about you or it hasn't noticed you.
I'm gonna. She's just gonna use prestidigitation.
To
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You're lagging a little, but I hear you.
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Mhm.
So, how do you handle this wild boar?
I'm gonna cast Presty and cause sparks just to appear like right next to its face. Hopefully to scare it away.
Roll intimidation.
I gotta get back into the foundry real quick. There we go. Technology is flawless.
Mm-hmm.
Intimidation.
We work with what we have.
Oh, not great. 8.
Okay. The boar seems to... and then it seems to dismiss it as some embers from the logs just sparking up, and it goes back to sniffing through the rations, and you hear as it begins to eat what is there.
It's not hurting anybody, right? They'll just stay quiet.
Okay, are you trying to hide that you're awake, or just be quiet?
She's just gonna be quiet. She'll sit up and just like cross her arms over her knees and just kind of watch it.
Okay. Roll me animal handling just to see how well you maintain calm.
Okay, I rolled a 14.
All right. For the next 15 minutes or so, this boar eats whatever rations were left next to the pot, sniffs around that immediate area. At one point, you see it seems to notice you, but it doesn't seem to care about you.
He's like, great, that's all I cared about.
And it
It's
just-
not gonna charge me.
It just
Fine.
kind of moseys on back into the woods. It ate what it was looking for and moved on.
Okay.
The rest of your watch passes without incident. There's only like 10 minutes left.
Can I do something before I wake up Anscombe for his watch?
Yeah, probably.
Because I want to get the spell slot back. I want to cast Sending and send a message to somebody
Okay.
for the first time. I would like to send it to her friend Fionn.
Okay.
And I have the... Hold on. I sent this to you a while ago, but let me retype it really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Fionn, it's Dahlia. I can send messages now. Thank you for the scroll and the note. Are you safe? Miss you. Love you.
Okay. Hold on a minute.
No worries.
Okay. You hear... Ah, Sweetling, I'm so relieved. You're very welcome. I'm safe, aye? The master found me other work. Watching your father and throwing obstacles his way.
Okay. That answers a question or two. She nods, satisfied.
You hear, like...
It's a relief to hear her voice.
You heard her breath catch like she was going to say something else, but that was the end of the message words limit. Because...
Oh, damn it.
That's what sending do.
I have one more. And I'll get a long rest if I go to sleep on this watch and everybody else goes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I might want to send another one. Stand by.
Okay.
Okay. Lorna sends back. Can only send 2 messages a day. What does my father learn? Should I be concerned? Stay safe in the shadows. I will be in touch.
Wait, hang on, I can't do math.
Me all of my life.
Damn, okay. You get in response. He knows you're out the country. He knows the master did it. He thinks you're in Trident with his brother. My doing.
Oh.
You should have seen.
Damn it! No! Damn. With his brother. It's so funny because Lorna legitimately entertained reaching out to his brother once.
Well, that is what you get back.
Damn. Alright. Lorna, like, when it cuts off, Lorna, like audibly goes, no! And it probably wakes Anscombe up.
Probably, but he just doesn't stir. He's probably awake, but his eyes are closed.
Listening to me grumble to myself.
Mm-hmm.
She'll turn over and shake him awake.
Mm.
It's your go.
Alright. Anything happen?
There's a pig. I thought I could scare it away, but it didn't care, and then it just ate some of our food and left.
Yeah, they don't scare easy if they're not afraid of you.
Rude.
I mean, you seen him, right?
True, but I'm very intimidating. It doesn't matter. Do you want your... Should I go back to my... She kind of looks at her...
It'd make me real happy if my roll was warm when I got back to it.
She'll... like, settle back down in it.
He, like, tousles your hair.
Do you know how long it takes to get it to look like this?
I like to watch you do it. And he stands up.
Go to your watch.
He chuckles to himself as he walks away. And he does. For the rest of the watches, I'm just going to go ahead and roll them to see if anything happens, because I am not going to talk to myself.
I want to see the role play.
No.
I want to know what Tier and Skulna talk about. I want to know how awkward Nori and Modi's conversations are.
No.
Oh.
Next one's at advantage. Okay. This one's a straight roll. Okay. You are awoken briefly when Anscombe returns to sleep, but he just cuddles you up and you go back to sleep. And you are awoken once more to the smells of cooking. And when you open your eyes, you see Modi over the cooking pot, grumbling. And you can hear him say, "I had set out beef to dry. It is gone. Which of you ate my beef?"
Lorna will look at Anscombe and say, "Did you see anything?"
Nope, didn't see nothing.
So strange.
This campsite is cursed.
Well, after we eat breakfast, we'll be off, so let's just get to it.
It will just be eggs.
Eggs are nice.
I wanted it to be more. And you see Modi is like angrily stirring the eggs on a pan.
Well, maybe we could convince Tier's lovely lady to pick us up for whatever she can carry.
Oh, you don't want what she can find. Nope, that's a bad idea.
She can't just pick up, like, a squirrel? Rabbits?
I've tried. Ends up being like half a deer already chewed on. Or...
Well, if you just cut away the chewed bits.
Tier just looks at you and he says,
I'm trying to be practical.
"They're so venomous. It's not safe." No.
I didn't know they were venomous.
Their claws have venom glands in them.
You're gonna have to sit down with me and explain your bird sometime.
No.
Why not?
You can read a book about her.
I could write a book about her.
Why?
I don't know. I'm sure there aren't a lot of books about them.
I'm sure you can find at least one in Tabernac's just pile of nonsense up there.
I feel like she's trying to have a conversation with you, and it's always just pushback.
It's because it doesn't have to be had a conversation about.
She'll just turn back to Modi. When are the eggs gonna be ready?
Modi just like glowers at you and he says, "Now."
Fabulous.
As you eat breakfast, it is just rations, so you don't get any temp HP, but you are at least full. And then you can resume your journey. So I'm going to pull you back over to the map. So, the journey towards the camp of cultists, which is the way that you're going, it is tedious, but pretty. The voyage is at least pleasant, as there is always, if not sight of, there is the sound of Kylus Bay, always to your left. It's a very relaxing atmosphere. The cool air blowing in from the water makes it just almost soothing. However, as you're making your way, I need you to roll me a D100.
Do that. 45.
Hold on. 45.
45.
Roll me a perception check.
13.
You suddenly hear the very telltale signs of a babbling brook. It sounds like it's moving a little faster than you expected. And you realize that's because maybe a rain or mountain waters have pushed the babbling brook to flood. And it is now running over the middle of the road that you are all walking down.
Wait.
As you are looking at it, it's far too wide to just walk it.
You're asking me to solve a problem?
No, because as you're standing there
Oh.
looking at it, as you're standing there looking at it, you hear, "You all seem to be in a bit of trouble, eh?"
Do the voice?
Yeah, you turn and you see that there is it's very makeshift. It's basically like a little patch of thatch roof attached to a tree, and there is an old, wizened, white-haired man, human in appearance, with a very old, knobbly staff, who's leaning on it and looking at you.
Yes, I suppose so.
You all need to cross?
Yes, we'd prefer it.
How many are you?
Gosh, 6? 6, and horses.
I don't know if I can keep it stable for that long, but I can certainly try.
I can help.
Oh, are you a way of nature? Are you a druid, perhaps?
Well, so what is your solution, just so we can combine our forces, if need be?
I'm going to stop the water. For a moment.
Oh. No, nah, that's not at all what I thought you were going to do. Please go on. We'll be quick about it if that's the problem.
No worries, no worries. There's been some mighty flooding just up off the marshes, so. And he just kind of plops his staff into the ground near the water. And you watch as slowly the brook gets shallower and shallower until you can see the soil and the wet mud where the water was crossing. Make haste now! Can't hold this forever.
Thank you. They'll go.
Okay. You don't
What
dawdle?
kind old man?
You don't dawdle or
No.
anything? Okay.
Oh, wait, don't want to waste the time.
I'm going to roll a quick thing. Okay. His shape water is potent enough. He controls it and basically keeps it back long enough for your entire team and your cart to get across. And then as soon as you do, you see kind of, and it just
Thank
crosses
you.
immediately back. You be safe now. And he just goes and sits back underneath his little stoop.
What a nice man.
Yeah. Hanscom
There are good people in the world.
They're around. He kind of. There must be a circle around here or something.
Circle?
A druid circle. All right.
Right.
They don't just do that for nothing.
Do you know anything about the druid circles in the area?
A little. Why?
I'm just curious. Natural magic is something that I just, have no grasp on.
Oh, it's what I thought I could be when I first came to the Amerigard. I went and talked to Folly.
Really?
But he said I didn't really have a knack for it, even though I felt like I shoulda.
Oh, what does he know?
Right?
Have you ever spoken to the circle nearby?
Oh, which one?
I list them.
I only know of a few. There's the famous ones. And he begins listing off more circles than you like.
You know what circle I'm hoping to hear about.
Hold on. Roll me a D100.
100. 91.
He's like, the Brilliant Grove, the Fertile Circle, the Adamants, the Verdant Grove, the Enchanted
the one?
Order. Yeah.
I thought it was the verdant circle. I didn't know it had the word grove in it.
They're interchangeable.
Okay, good to know. That one. Is that nearby?
Which?
The verdant grove.
The Verdant Grove? Oh. They're in the Rimwood. They're
What's that?
northeast.
In the direction we're headed.
No, not at all.
I thought we were headed to Shona.
You're heading to Shore Watch.
What?
Yeah.
Man.
That's why you've been hearing water this whole time. You're on this
Yeah,
coast.
I was a little confused about that.
You're following this main road.
Yeah. Oh, fuck you. So, whereabouts, like, if you had to put it on a map, Anscombe, what, like, town would it be near?
Well, maybe they're one of the nearby circles to Siren's Respite, where I came from, but they're quite a ways north into the Rimwood. It's not safe territory. Lots of Fae nonsense going on around there.
Ah, yes. Well, maybe we'll have to make a trip someday.
If you want to, it's... Why do you want to?
I was actually reading a little bit about druids recently, and I thought maybe I could make an interesting intersection between my kind of magic and that kind of magic to make something uniquely my own for a new spell.
Roll me a deception?
I am sure lying. But now, as she's saying it, she's like, that's not a bad idea. God damn it, Lorna. She rolled a 2! A 2! For a 13.
Hold on.
Hopefully he rolls badly.
He didn't.
Damn it.
He rolled really well. Anscombe looks at you and he says, okay. Sure. We can make that a thing we want to do. Maybe after this.
When he, like, obviously doesn't believe her, she just kind of sighs and she says, it's something to do with my history.
I could have told you that. Tears. He's like looking over the cliff towards the water, and he doesn't even look at you as he says that.
You're so helpful. Thank you so much.
I do my
Read
best.
me like a book. How about we just ride in silence for a while?
Anscombe, like, looks at you for a long moment. As you wish.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah.
He's probably like, I just cheered you up last night. What the fuck? Why are you lying to me? Dirty 20.
He's a little hurt that you are not being honest with him. You can see that he's a little sore.
Okay.
He feels like it wasn't necessary, basically.
It really wasn't. I don't know why I lied. Compulsivity. She spends like the rest of that day's travel like feeling guilty and sorry for herself. Like, God damn it.
Well, the rest of your travel goes quietly. You encounter some other travelers on the road to Shorewatch and also to Ferrum, because this is the main thoroughfare between the two. It's quiet. It's peaceful. No one really bothers you. Mostly you just get the occasional good day and such from other people crossing your path. Roll me an insight check.
Oh boy, okay. Another dirty 20.
There's a pair. They're both on horses. They have large saddlebags and big packs. It looks like they're carrying a lot. But as they pass you, one of them looks like they are appraising your cart and your gear. They're looking a little too long.
Mm-hmm.
That makes you wary.
Can I, if I catch their eye and I gauge that they're casing us basically, she wants to catch that person's eye and just hold up like a hand and just have like a little shocking grasp go off with her ceramic hand.
Roll intimidation.
Can I have advantage because I use magic?
No.
Damn it. Damn you. I rolled really well.
That's good.
22.
Hold on. You get your point across. The individual who was casing you sees that, and as soon as he sees, he's like a dwarf who's on top of this horse, and you see he kind of looks at you and scowls, and then just looks away, and he kind of urges
wiggle
his
her
horse
fingers in a
faster.
wave. Bye-bye. You short little dick.
Saved us a lot of trouble you just did.
I prefer it that way if I can help it. If there's ever going to be trouble for this group, I'm going to be the direct cause of it.
You kind of hear mumbles of agreement from everybody else.
That's not the boast that I was... Okay.
Well, you're not wrong. And then Nora
Back
just
to
begins
silence.
to play. Nora just begins to play music as she's kind of cheerful as she's just taking a dig at you. Yeah, basically. Next. That day passes without incident. You have your rest, and you move on. Next day of travel. Please roll me a D100.
$49.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what
I
other
really love those
weird.
40s.
Let's see what other weird thing happens today. 49. Roll me a perception check.
14.
Lorna, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Aw. Okay. 16. Good
Okay.
job, Lorna.
So, here's what
learning.
happens. As you are making your way along the road, it's still right near the water. You can still hear it very clearly to your left. The road starts to get a little muddy. And as it does, it's hard... It's not hard for the cart or the horses to walk on, but you find your boots are just... like sucking with every step, and it's making it really uncomfortable to walk. So you and Anscombe and Tier and Skolna all make their way off the road into like the thick grass and underbrush on the sides of the road, where the roots and undergrowth has kept it nice and sturdy to walk on, so you're not walking in mud. What your perception check failed to see, but your dexterity save managed to save you from, is as you step over a root, you go to put your foot down on the undergrowth, and the undergrowth gives way, and your foot just keeps falling as you begin to stumble your way into a hunting trap. And as you're falling down, your dexterity save is just good enough that your ceramic hand like latches onto the tree, and you manage to catch yourself instead of falling in.
Help!
Oh, all right. And Anscombe will just pick you up by the hips and
Oh my god. Fuck. There's a trap here.
Yeah, no shit.
It's meant for people?
Anscombe looks at it. Tier says, "No, that's a bar trap. That is."
Well, somebody should put some tape around it or something, because boys can't read, so they wouldn't know. But people like me,
What's tape?
colorful ribbons.
All right.
Should put some colorful ribbons here so nobody else falls in.
In my experience trying to hunt things, I've done exactly as little as possible to make my trap stand out to anyone.
But okay.
Boars don't like color. Anything that seems out of place in nature, a boar's going to be like, that's not something I want to deal with, especially if it smells like humans.
Unless it is Modi's extra rations.
You hear Modi say, "Is that what happened?"
I'm just making an educated guess, Modi.
I don't believe you.
You are right not to trust me in that.
Or most things, it appears.
Rude! They're white lies. She like guiltily looks at Anscombe and then back down.
Modi
We
like
should probably
looks at
just
you
keep
with
moving.
too bright of eyes.
Stop perceiving me. We should go.
That is what happens. That's what you rolled. You almost fell in a boar's trap. But
but I'm okay.
But you're okay. The DC was 15, so you did not eat shit.
Yikes.
All right, we proceed. Roll me another D100.
Okay.
25. Okay. As it gets darker and you're still on the road making your way, you've gotten past the muddy bits. Now you're back to almost like cobbled. The road was likely actually paved at one point, but it's long since gone without tending to. As you're making your way, a figure seems to be maybe 7 or 8 feet tall in a long, dark overcoat. You can't see their face. They stand in the middle of the road.
Yeah. Yikes.
And as they do, as you get nearer, once you get within 50 feet of the figure, it calls out, "A toll of 15 gold, or you go no farther."
Is the toll... I mean, who are you working for? A government employee?
15 gold to use my road.
Are you just enforcing this by yourself?
There is no response.
Lorna walks up and gives him 15 gold.
Okay.
I contemplated being a rapscallion.
As you hold out the 15 gold, the overcoat, you see like the hand is still in the sleeve. It reaches out and snatches it. And then it begins to hobble away.
Don't buy drugs.
Noted.
Can I, like, insight the gait of this person to gain any
Go
knowledge
ahead.
of them?
Go ahead.
Is that 13? I didn't roll very well.
It moves very weird. Its gait is maybe crippled, or it seems bizarre. Something
God
is
help
very
you,
wrong
this is
about how it moves.
3 more kobolds in a trench coat. Is that what it is, Echo? I can see it on your face.
You roll a 13 insight, you get that it looks bizarre.
Yeah, she's fine. She's like, whatever. Maybe they're hungry. Maybe they do just need drugs. I don't know. Let's go.
That was sweet of you.
Does he mean that?
Insight check. He looks amused.
Another fucking 13.
He seems genuinely amused that you paid the toll.
You know me. So sweet. Let's go.
Well, I'm sure they think so.
You know, I briefly toyed casting levitate on them.
Oh, I think you should have. It's not too late.
I've already paid them. It's fine.
So?
Maybe it's the only win they'll ever have.
He's right. That was sweet of you.
I can last without 15 gold. I'm fine.
It's probably their whole dinner for the next month. And then
Exactly.
you see, like, Skolna's on the cart, and she just doesn't say anything. She just, like, whips the horse. And roll me an insight check on Skolna.
Okay.
Because she's, like, sidelong glancing at the overcoat.
Damn it. 11.
Yeah, you don't get it.
My rolls are garbage.
Yeah, they're not doing good.
Nope.
Okay, we move on. It's the next night's camp.
Mm-hmm.
If you have anything you want to do while you're paused or during this long rest, we can. Otherwise, we can do some quick rolls and move on.
There's one thing.
Okay.
While they're, like dinner's being cooked, everyone's kind of lounging around the fire. She'll sidle up to Anscombe and be like, hey.
Hey.
I know you mentioned earlier that you regretted not having Presty on hand. Did you still want to learn it?
Yeah, I do.
Are you busy?
He like looks around as Modi's cooking, and
I know you've got like a long list of other people to hang out with, but you know.
if you got the time, I'd love to learn it now.
She'll nod and pull out her spell book, and this is her way of apologizing for being a douchebag.
Okay.
Hopefully
He
he puts I know it's in a couple days. Hopefully he puts those two pieces together. Like, probably over the evenings, Lorna has, like, it's been obvious that she's a little bit bothered by lying to him and being so obviously caught in that. Like, she's been bullied over for a few evenings.
I think if that's the case, he would ask, "Can I ask you a question? Just a flat one."
Is this about she's like gesturing to the spell work in front of them.
No.
Okay, that I'm less confident in my ability to answer, but go for it.
You know you don't have to try and hide everything from me, right?
I know that, but there's a part of me that's embarrassed by myself, old and new.
Why? What do you have to be ashamed of?
I've made a lot of mistakes.
So?
My lives. I don't. Maybe you'll be able to resonate with me here, but I don't want to look like an idiot in front of you.
I do understand that. Just be honest with me.
No.
I'm always trying to be honest with you, even if I forget it or don't understand something. That's one thing that I kind of when you laid everything out for me and you told me that I needed to make a choice if I wanted to just cut ties, I decided that I wanted to be on your side because I felt like that was the only choice that I wanted. So many things have been decided for me. You know? Like coming to the Marigard, I didn't decide that. It wasn't my idea. The mayor of Siren's Respite basically kicked me out and said, go clean myself up. Prove something. I wouldn't be welcome back till I did. And that's kind of why I've been a little bit cagey about that. Because I'm embarrassed by it. I wasn't a good man. So, I don't want you to be afraid to tell me something, because the idea that you would look stupid to me, that's a joke. It's nonsense. You've shown me something. You fucking just. All right. Let me put it this way, okay? I want to be honest with you on everything because you're the first person I've been honest with about everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I understand. I understand probably a lot better than you might expect.
Probably.
I'm not mad at you. I figure anything that you want to tell me, you'll tell me when you're ready to. And I'm not going to push you. Unless it's something that hurts you or makes you fall unconscious out of the fucking blue, because then I will push you, okay?
I understand. I think that's very reasonable.
Good. Thanks.
I should be the one saying that, but
You can.
thanks.
You're welcome. Now, let's continue this apology of you showing me Presti, alright?
Oh, very transparent.
Tierra showed me a couple things.
Oh. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
You should be flattered that we talk about you behind your back. I'm
I
kidding.
mean,
I'm kidding.
I was gonna ask for more details.
He basically just told me some of your tells.
That fucking traitor.
He can probably hear you.
She doesn't know where he is. She assumes he's like in a tree, so she just gives up like a broad middle finger to the world and assumes that he'll see it.
Yep, that'll show him.
I still got it.
Always need the last word.
Yes.
He just looks back down at the book.
He's learning. So continue to teach him Presti.
Okay. This could be a sort of thing. So the thing is, out of character, over the table, I think cantrips are dumb. Because they are literally the most simple magic abilities that any wizard or sorcerer or anyone can cast. So the fact that D&D limits the number of them that you can have...
Yeah, that's dumb.
I think that's complete nonsense. If they worded it like, these are the cantrips that you are capable of casting, maybe innately because of who you are or whatever, that would be more understanding as to why they're so limited. Anyway, you spend some time teaching Anscombe Presti. Do me a favor and roll me a spellcasting check.
14. Man, awful rolls.
Anscombe rolled a 1.
Anscombe. I guess he's distracted.
He is distracted, unfortunately. He rolled... Basically, it's a 6.
It's a really bad apology because Lorna spends more time trying to pry out what else he and Tiara have been talking about than actually teaching him. And like after like a couple hours, and it's clear he's not actually getting anything, she's like, maybe we should do this another day.
Yep.
But we're definitely going to master this.
He looks distracted again.
Was it because I was bugging you?
No. I just like hearing you talk.
She tomato red.
Sorry.
Because normally it's her who does that.
Well.
I see.
Sorry.
Nope,
Don't
fine.
stop.
Oh God. I'm just gonna wash my face.
Okay, I'll be here. And you kind of awkwardly split for a moment. Eventually, you do hear Tyr say, "You two are gonna make me puke."
What tree is that?
He's just standing there.
What tree?
You're like looking up, and he's like 10 feet away.
Why don't you mind your business?
You make it so bloody obvious. It's like saying, "Hey, look, there's the suns. Don't look at them, but there they are."
Well, you shouldn't look at the suns anyways. It's bad for your eyes.
He squints and then just walks away.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen if you look at the suns too long.
You're a genius, Lorna.
I've been told.
Not by me.
By everybody else. And she like turns to herself. Last word.
Anyway, so now we'll go with the long rest rolls. So please roll me a perception check for yourself.
Perception check. Natural 20. There we go. A good goddamn roll.
Okay. Excuse me while I roll some D100s. Okay. It is during your watch, the first watch, that your camp is approached. 2 carts pulled by what looks like a group of halflings and dwarves, maybe 6 of them, pull up. And as they do, they kind of like stop at the side of the road, and one of the halflings hops down. "Excuse us,
Yes.
Um, I hate to ask this, but you all look like adventurers. We feel like we were followed, so we were hoping maybe we could camp with you. Larger number.
Followed?
Aye. It seemed like maybe some folk were trying to get the measure of us.
Could you describe them?
Uh, one of them was a black-haired human, wearing maybe a long coat and a breastplate, and the other was a dwarf, uh, both riding horses. Big.
she, like, she nods. Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about, but I still want to insight check them.
Roll insight.
17? Co-conspirators.
The first thing you notice is the carts that they're pulling are full of wares. The second thing you notice is the one who's talking to you is wearing, like, not fine clothes, but probably not the sort of clothes that you'd want to travel in. You suspect this is a merchant. You see that there is one individual, a human, amongst them who looks maybe like a retired guard or a retired soldier. Maybe there is a security detail. You've seen the look. You know the look of somebody on security detail.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But the rest of them look like halflings, and they look, well, most of the children look like they're related to the one you're talking to right now.
She'll nod and say, I know exactly who you're talking about. We saw them on the road ourselves. Got the same similar vibe. You're more than welcome to just camp with us.
Here's your kind. I appreciate it. Well, we'll sit up a little bit over the ways. You don't have to worry about us. And they begin to pitch a fire and getting themselves set up, maybe like 20 feet away.
She clarifies specifically to, her whole party, but Tier and Skolna in particular. Keep your eye out for that fucking dwarf.
Oh, why? I'll set up a roost. And you see Tier finally do as you've expected of him. Maybe he's in a tree all the time. He's now in a tree.
And she says, Roost, I get it. Birdman.
It's what they call it. As he's like on one of the high branches.
She just says, caw.
Fuck you! Okay. The next watch goes without any incident.
He does do ascending.
Oh?
Before she goes to bed.
To whom?
To Fionn, because
Okay.
I remembered something I wanted to fucking ask her.
Okay.
So before she turns in, she will send a message to Fionn that says, Evening, Fionn. I was just wondering, what was that scroll you sent me for? Something with Remus? What did non-detection prevent?
Hang on. Okay, you hear, oh, he hired a scryer to try and find you. I bought them off so I had some time to get you a protective measure.
I'm imagining it failed. Okay. I'm gonna use my other sending.
Okay.
I got 2. Okay, let me count.
Take your time. Let me just blap that in there.
All right, that's 25. So Lorna says, fantastic work. Thank you very much. Assuming he didn't see anything. What does Remus think I'm doing with his brother, if he's going to confront? Oh, sorry, is he going to confront?
One moment.
No worries.
You can have a point of inspiration.
Oh, wow, thanks. I know the other brother's name too. Can I have another one?
No.
Taylor. I have 2 inspiration points.
Okay. He thinks you're a captive, but he is terrified of Lucan. He won't move unless he can get around the smugglers. Master's idea.
Fascinating. He's afraid of Lucan? That's some good information. I can't tell her that because I'm not a fucking 3rd levels, but Lorna files that away. Like, this is good to know.
Nora sees you performing these rituals, and she says, "What you up to?"
Oh, I recently learned sending, so I can actually communicate with people
Oh,
far away.
it's one of the spells Tally said I should learn.
I cannot stress how useful it's been, and I've only used it 4 times.
I didn't take it.
Did you figure something might be better?
Aye?
Like?
That's for me to know and you to find out.
Well, I just talked to my my adopted mom, I suppose, for the first time in a while, and I got a lot of relief.
Oh, it's good to hear.
Good to hear her voice again.
Maybe you'll sleep better at night, huh?
I think so. I know what my dad's up to right now, which is, more than I knew before.
Want to share?
He's under the impression that I'm in Trident.
Who the fuck would want to go there?
I tear. He thinks I'm staying with his brother, who he's afraid of, which I didn't know. I mean, I knew he had a brother, I knew he was in Trident, I just didn't know he was afraid of him.
Why is he afraid of him?
I don't know. There's a limited amount of words that can be exchanged through sending.
Well, who's his brother?
Lucan Majere.
You see Nora's eyebrows raise. Oh! Remember I said I'd recognize the Majere name?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, Lucan Majere's a name.
Uh-huh. What do you know about him?
Just what I've heard from the Draken Coast.
And what have you heard?
They call him the Cutthroat Captain.
Oh, yeah, all right. That's not a friendly nickname. Cutthroat
They
Captain?
say he's only loyal to his crews, that he's slain more admirals than any other captain in the Navy, and he's a pirate.
Cutthroat Captain. I see.
They
When did he
say
gain
that,
that reputation?
I don't know, they say the hellhounds at the Floating Irons spit him back out because he was too foul.
Do you know why that's so interesting to me?
No?
Because when when I was talking to myself, which is less crazy than it sounds, in my
Uh-huh.
memories, I remembered Lucan as, and I quote, a spineless fool.
The stories I've heard could not be farther from that.
That's why I'm so confused. Did he grow a spine in the time that I've been indisposed?
Or maybe he's very good at spreading rumors.
That's true. Reputation can do the heavy lifting for him.
Or he is what I thought he was, and I wouldn't mess with him.
You know, the really interesting thing is apparently he had a big crush on me.
That's so weird. Hearing you say it like that, that's bizarre.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't like anything real. More rather, he was jealous that I was with his brother, and he just wanted what his brother had, is my understanding of what happened.
Maybe that was the trigger for him to grow a spine.
Maybe, but whatever it is, Ramus is afraid of him. Which means I feel like there's validity to the rumor. I don't think he would just believe in words. I think he would have to be scared.
Hmm.
Maybe I can use that to my advantage.
Might be wise of you to figure that one out.
I don't know how, but I feel like there's something there. The pieces are there. I can do something with this.
Why don't you try reaching out to him if you have sending?
I've considered it a while ago before I heard about his reputation change.
Well, consider getting off your ass and trying it.
Okay, rude. I just learned this information now. Like, literally now. And I'm also out of spell slots.
Norrie looks unapologetic.
Okay. Um, excuse me. Sorry about that. Well, how about I try tomorrow? I don't have the juice right now.
We only have a couple more days of travel anyway, so
I'll think about tomorrow while we travel what I want to say to him. Maybe I'll ask myself what she thinks.
and sure, it'll be bedtime for us, it'll be breakfast time for them on the other side of the world, so
That's true. Okay. I think we're onto something here, Nori. Okay. I'm thinking. And Lorna's gonna like go to scribbling in her book, like things that she might want to say to him.
Norrie just kind of meanders away.
Uh-huh. But as she's like writing down her thoughts, she kind of taps in internally and thinks, Lily, were you listening to that?
I wasn't.
Uh,
I'm sorry, I've been
quick.
very thoughtful lately.
That's fine. You're completely entitled to that. I learned something interesting about Lucan Majere that I was surprised to hear.
Oh, that's a
He's
name?
got quite a reputation now. Cutthroat captain, slayer of admirals, pirate lord, that kind of thing. Even Remus is afraid of him.
Then the man is vastly changed than when I knew him.
That's what I'm confused about. But Nore said that maybe I could use that to, well, we put together that I could use that to my advantage.
Perhaps, if Remus is afraid of him.
Right. Maybe I could reach out and be like, how would I do a you impression? Hello.
No, don't do
Lucan.
that. That's the worst idea you've ever had.
Uh, how would you speak to him?
If... gods. I would assume that he would know Remus is afraid of him. If Remus
Right.
is. If Fionn is correct, as you say.
Mm-hmm.
If Remus is truly afraid of him, you should tell him the truth.
Tell Lucan the truth. Not pretend to be you.
Correct. Well, partially. Perhaps tell him that you're my daughter.
Right, and that I've run away from him.
Yes. This
Should
will...
I ask? Go ahead.
If you tell Lucan that you've run from Remus out of fear, there is... If I remember Lucan well enough, I think he would be sympathetic.
Yeah, it's changed a lot, though.
Changed enough to tolerate his brother chasing a child. I don't think so.
Do you think I could pull on his heartstrings by calling him Uncle Lucan?
You could certainly try. He might not know you existed. So...
Well, I'll open with that and be like, I'm Atlantis' daughter, and I've run away from Remus, and he's chasing me, and I could use your help.
More sincere, less pitiful.
Oh, okay. I feel like pitiful and sincere are often hand in hand.
Do you?
Maybe I'm incorrect on that assumption.
Might be a little naive of you, yes.
Okay.
You're
Right.
reaching out... I want you to put you in the mind space that your uncle, you are reaching out to him because he is your last option.
Okay.
A baby doe about to be struck down by a hunter would not speak pitifully, but in desperation.
I struggle to see the distinction, but I'll do my best.
One of them is pining for attention, and the other is pining for help.
I see.
You need
Okay.
help, not attention. And I doubt, thinking that you're my daughter, he likely will not dote upon you, as he might of me.
But he'd be really surprised at how similar we look.
Yes.
I will think on it over the next day and send the message tomorrow. Oh, I'm a little nervous. He's the cutthroat captain, you know.
That's a real name.
Apparently.
That's atrocious. All right. Well, I suppose that is in his like. He was not the most imaginative of fellows.
I mean, Slayer of Admirals and Captain of the Crystal Ocean. I'm impressed.
You are young.
It's easy to impress me.
I'm going to sleep some more.
That's fine. She keeps writing in her book as I type out my ideas.
Okay. All right. Is that what you do during your watch? You just kind of prepare?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. When you do finally go to sleep, hold on. Let me see who's next. You are briefly awoken during the third watch. You hear what sounds like some scuffling noises, and then you sit up behind the cart that is basically anchored with the horse just sitting there. You see a dark shape, and you hear, like, the muffled protests of a man.
Oh, boy.
And then you hear Skolna say, "Where did you mess up?" And you hear
Oh,
the man whimper. You're being too loud. You don't want them to hear this. And the man's whimpering suddenly stops.
Oh my god, Skolna is scary as shit. But that was really cool.
The rest of your watch
I
passes.
think Lorna goes back to sleep and sleeps like a baby. My guardian murderer.
That is, your watch passes, your night passes without incident. When you wake up, the halfling merchant camp also begins breaking down their stuff, making breakfast, and they seem very grateful to you all. The halfling approaches and says, I didn't hear anything last night. I think they were scared off by you all. We appreciate your hospitality.
Oh, no trouble. Honestly. Good people need to stick together.
I appreciate it, but let me at least give you something in return. You know, something for the road. And he nods, and the human and a couple of the halfling kids carry over a cask.
What? Oh. Well, thank you.
And as they, like, boom, 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 it's clearly full of some sort of liquid. He says, tap into it when you want something to celebrate. It's a fine keg of Firehaven Ale. It'll go down nice and smooth. Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, and he, like, holds out his hand to you, and he says, Mel Talloweather.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Lorna Halloweth. This is my group.
There are some introductions that pass around, and Mel says, if you happen to find us in Shortwatch, please stop by. I'll get you a discount.
Thank you so much.
And he smiles at you, and they pile on into their cart. You can now add that you have a 10-gallon cask
Woo.
of Firehaven Ale.
Nice. Firehaven Ale.
If you drink it for an hour, you gain a +2 to Constitution, a -2 to Charisma, and you have a bonus of +2 to Initiative checks.
Nice. Okay. That was very nice of the guy. Nice people. I like seeing nice people on the road.
Well, then we proceed with the next day of travel. I think this is the second to last day of travel for you. Okay, so as you make your way along the roads nearing Shorewatch, roll me D100.
Okay. 73.
73. As you're writing, you making smooth progress. You see someone frantically running up the road towards you.
Oh boy.
It's what looks like they're maybe like it's the apostle of like a cleric or a priest. He gets closer and he says, "Wait, stop!" And he's like out of breath, holding his hand up for your group to stop.
What's wrong?
Harpies took my friends. Oh, please help. I'll give you all I have. They're just off the road. And he's like pointing, and he's clearly like frantic and out of breath.
Well, she'll look at everybody.
Tier and Enskin both look at you. I mean, harpies are a problem.
They sure are. Tier, can you get Lisa on this?
I can try. I mean, she might be busy.
I mean, my animal companion's always ready to do what I ask. And she, like, pats Requiem's head, the horse.
Tier looks at you and just says, well, fuck you too. I don't have to talk to her at all.
There are people carried away by harpies.
The Tier looks at the man and says, "Which way do they go?" And he's like, and he just like points like basically off the road toward the nearby hills. All right. One moment. He just like smiles and steps off the road. And he basically just like just shouts out into the sky.
And Lorna just goes, caw under her breath.
He turns and looks at you with a glower and then just marches
She
off
wiggles
into
her
the woods.
fingers in a wave.
Anscombe says, "While he's doing that, why don't you lead us to where they were picked up and we can try and follow them? Sound like a plan?" And he's like, "Okay." And he like points at the horse. He's trying to ask for a ride.
You want to get on my horse? Are you afraid of ghosts?
Huh? And he like he looks. And he's like, "Ah!" And he just like falls back on the ground.
Oh, Anscombe, can you pick him up, please?
Anscombe fireman carries, and he just says, "All right, just tell me which way I'm going." He just starts to walk. You hear Requiem in your mind say, "Another one is afraid."
They just don't understand.
It just gets old.
Tell me about it. Jeez.
You follow the directions of this man. All right. He leads the way, or rather, he guides Anscombe the way. One moment here. Let me go ahead and find a good black background, basically.
Background.
Because I didn't expect you to encounter harpies out of the blue, but here we are.
Sorry, I didn't expect it either.
These things happen. Anything is possible when you believe. Okay. Here we are. Perfect. So, you make your way off the road into the woods. As you do, TR rejoins you, and you hear up above a enormous bird with 4 wings is flying over the treetops, and TR says, "She'll help."
I knew you had it in you.
It wasn't hard. I just had to ask nicely.
I'm just such a charmer.
You're so full of it. Do you ever get tired? And then you see that, well, you don't see it. You hear it. You hear this ruffling of what sounds like footsteps or maybe hands and knees crawling through leaves and brush. And you realize you enter this clearing, you hear arguing. You see that on top of an old abandoned barn nestled in the woods. There are 4 harpies, and they are arguing with each other. And they have forgotten the individuals that they were carrying. They dropped them on the ground, and they are crawling away from them towards you. And as soon as you emerge into this clearing, Anscombe, here, and he sets down the acolyte. And he says, "Oh, you're okay. You're all right. You're all right. Shh." And he like crouches down, and you hear the harpies say, "Hi!" And they see all of you.
Oh boy.
Which means we are going to roll initiative. So, if you don't mind, please roll me an ish.
Okay.
Which also means
Yeah, you said you were gonna. Logic Lorna.
There she is. What did you roll?
3.
A 3. Do you have any bonuses?
That's with my bonus. I rolled a 2.
Okay. All right. The first one to go, the harpy, takes off, flying towards you. This one is going to claw out, flying straight at Anscombe, as the farthest forwardmost one. And it's going to attack with its claws and then try and swing its club at him.
Am I supposed to see something?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't relocate the map.
Oh!
My mistake. Forest Day, please load for Vinny, if you don't mind. Maybe I'll reconnect Vinny real quick. There we go. All right. Harpy makes a claw attack on Anscombe, misses horribly with a 7, and then is going to swing with his club. Anscombe raises a weapon that is new. As he brings it out, it's a longsword, and as he raises it up, you've never seen this before. It's a new longsword.
What?
The hilt appears to be made of brass, but along the blade you see that there is fine, the white enamel of dragon bone.
Ooh.
As he raises it up, he bats away the club of the harpy, and he swings it around, ready to swing. He doesn't seem miffed as it's now his turn. He's going to return and swing his brand new longsword at this harpy. As he brings the longsword down, he rolls... Does that hit? He hits with an 11.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't roll a 1. There you go. Jesus. He brings this longsword up with a wide slash, just whoosh, and you see as the blade of this bone sword hits the harpy, flames lick out of the tip of the sword and along the harpy's flesh. And the harpy just, as it hates everything that just happened to it. And as he brings the longsword back, he will thrust forward with another attack. Because he gets 2 now. Yeah, it's a 17. That'll certainly hit. Okay, he deals 13 points of slashing damage with that hit.
Damn.
Okay, that harpy is suddenly really bad off when it was fine a moment ago. As I don't think he'd have a bonus action worth using, because he didn't really get hurt at all. Yeah. Maybe he has a... No, that's all he does. It's now Skolna's turn. Anscombe, looks around and says, "These are nothing. Just be ready for when they sing." Skolna is going to... What does she do? Skolna is even harder to spot now. For some reason... What's your passive perception?
16.
Okay. So before, Skolna was just always hard to keep track of. Now, it appears as though Skolna just blinks into existence from a shadow.
Oh, shit.
You don't know...
Why she's so cool.
You notice she's constantly wearing a cloak with a hood.
Thick.
Instead of using her bow, though, she flings a dagger out towards that harpy. As soon as the dagger hits that harpy, it vanishes and reappears in her hand.
Arr, so cool.
Your every mercenary gets some gear when they finish. That sneak attack hits. That harpy that just takes a dagger to the side, like flops onto the ground, writhing in pain as it is killed.
God, everyone's cooler and faster than me.
Skolna darts into the shadows created by the cart and seems to just disappear from view.
What the fuck?
It's now Nore's turn. You get to see everybody's cool shit now. That they graduated. Okay. Nore, seeming relieved that she does not have to worry about their song because she gets to go first, she pulls out her flute and she just plays a sharp, like a very trill note, and immediately you see this crazy swirling pattern surround the remaining 3 harpies. She's going to cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Nice.
That's a 3rd level that she took. Okay, I don't need the template, but thanks. They need to make wisdom saving throws. One moment. Oh, they just get a flat roll. The leftmost one succeeds. The middle one fails. And the right-hand one fails. So only the leftmost one is not dazed and incapacitated by this hypnotic pattern that suddenly blares through all of them. Let me go ahead and mark. Where is it? That'll do.
That'll do.
Okay. It's now Modi's turn. Modi is going to... He's not going to cast any big spells. He's going to cast Sacred Flame on one that is already stunned, because it can't succeed. Okay. Wow, Modi. That was really bad. Modi deals 7 points of radiant damage to the right harpy. This harpy is going to try to sing.
No!
Yes. I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
You'll be fine, right?
I rolled a 17.
You are fine. You resist it easily. If only it was so easy in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Modi succeeded, of course. Nore failed!
No, Nore!
Nore failed.
She was like, I can stop them, and failed to stop one.
Yep. Tier failed!
Tier, no!
Oh, no. Okay, Anscombe failed. Jesus Christ.
Stop it!
And Skolna.
Oh, my stupid crew.
They're doing their best. Skolna succeeds. The DC is 11.
Guys.
Nore rolled a 9, Tier rolled an 8, and Anscombe rolled a 7. Just awful. Okay. This harpy, the one that got hit, is no longer dazed. And it is going to fly forwards. It sees Nore, Tier, and Anscombe. It's going to go for Tier. So I'll move that up. It's going to... He is dazed. Let's see if she hits. Claws and a club. 17 to hit with the claws. That is his AC.
Silvery barbs.
Okay, I'll roll again.
Advantage to him.
Tier? Okay.
Yeah.
You made her miss. She rolled a 9 instead. So her attacks miss, partly with your distraction. And she looks at you and just screeches at you.
Ugh.
It's now Tier's turn. He has to approach the singing one. So he moves past that harpy. That harpy's going to take an attack of opportunity at him.
Damn it, Tier.
He doesn't have a choice. But she rolled a 10 to hit, so. Tier moves half the distance to that harpy. No, he would get all the way to her right here. All right, Lorna. Let me roll Tier's wisdom save again at the end of his turn. He succeeds. So basically, as soon as he gets up to her, he's like, "Hey, fucking, it's your turn."
She is going to. God damn it. What's the layout look like? Is it like how I'm seeing here?
Basically, so there are one harpy is up on top of the barn and it's stunned. One harpy is on the ground next to the barn and is singing.
Mm-hmm.
One harpy is up real near you that had attacked Tier.
Yeah, well, the one who's singing is the fucking problem. So
Yes.
I'm just chill touch.
Okay, the singing one.
Yeah.
Roll your spell attack.
God damn. 14.
14 hits.
Good.
Roll damage.
An 8 and a 6, so 14 damage.
Okay, I'll make a concentration check.
Or chew.
She fails. The song ends.
Oh, thank God.
Basically, like she is in the middle of a just a note, and and she song over.
Shut up.
Okay. This harpy is still dazed by the hypnotic pattern. One moment, wisdom save. Rolled a 15. It remains dazed. Doesn't get to do anything. Anscom's turn. The song is over. Anscom is no longer confused. Ugh. That is awful. And then he just runs to the harpy that's nearby. Let's see, what does he do? Does he just swing at it, or does he use magic? I'll just swing at it. Make it simple. He brings his longsword down. If I can find it. Goodness gracious. Okay. That's a 17 to hit. That certainly hits. Rolling damage. He cleaves into it for 14 damage total. He swings again. An 11 to hit. That is their AC. He rolled a 2. On a 2, he hits. These harpies. Okay. He deals 16 points of damage to it. It's barely alive. He will action surge.
Yes.
He sees how hurt the one in front of him is, and he sees the one up by Tier. He brings the longsword back up close to him, and then he just holds out his other hand, and magic missiles out of his hand.
Lorna cheers. Yeah, show him.
Let me roll that. Now I'm going to ask you, do you want me to just roll the damage for one dart and use it for all three, or do it one at a time?
One at a time.
Okay. First dart is hitting the one near him. Deals 4 points of damage. That harpy is dead. The next two. This one deals 5 points. No. Yes, deals 5 points of damage. Slamming into that harpy. Just knocking her off kilter with the force damage. Last one hits that harpy. For another 5 points of damage.
Yeah, okay. I made the right choice.
2 max damage darts.
Pew pew.
Anscom just kind of twirls the longsword. You've got it, Tier. Because he's too far away. And now it's Skolna's turn. Skolna...
I think Skolna's got it.
Skolna, reappears. And is going to throw her dagger with advantage.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Let's see. And the second one... Okay. A 22 certainly hits, so let me roll damage. Plus sneak attack. Her sneak attack is how much now?
1,000,000.
It's like 3d6, I think. Let me make sure that's true. Yep. Okay. She deals 19 points of piercing damage
Nice.
to the harpy in front of Tier, who just... She shrugs when Tier looks back at her. And then she will disappear behind some trees. It's now Nori's turn. She's pretty far back. She's not going to bother getting closer, though. She just, leans over her flute and shouts, "You smell as bad as you look!" And casts vicious mockery.
Nice. Fuck her up.
Wisdom save.
You know that would kill Tam instantly.
Instantly. It deals 7 points of psychic damage. Yeah, it failed the wisdom save. Deals 7 points of psychic damage, and this harpy is no longer hypnotic pattern, but its next attack is a disadvantage.
And her feelings are hurt.
And she's sad. Yes. Perhaps the
Fucker.
real win. Modi just underhandedly says, "This fight seemed one-sided," and is going to just, again, try and Sacred Flame.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Needs to make a DC 16... No, DC 17 Dexterity saving throw. Doubt it. Let's see. Yeah, it fails. Takes 12 points of radiant damage. Okay. There's a lot of combatants I need to remove from this initiative order. Hold on. Tier's turn. Tier, now looking up at the top of the barn where that last harpy is, his bow looks perfectly... It's like the same bow you've always seen him use. But as he draws it back, you see the bracers on his wrist glow green as he looses an arrow. The gang is all here. Everyone's kitted out.
Ooh.
That longbow, he hits with a 24, dealing 9 points of piercing damage. An arrow just right into that harpy's face, and he will attack again, because he gets 2 now.
Jesus.
Just pulls another arrow and looses it in the same direction. That hits. 15 to hit. Easy peasy. And the second arrow deals 13 points of piercing damage.
Damn.
That harpy slumps over, sliding off the barn roof. And as it falls down, he says, "What, you thought I was going to climb up there?" As it falls onto the ground.
Oh, nice job.
The acolyte that you save the allies of, he's just near them, and he's like checking them over, and he says, "Thank you so much. Oh my goodness." Oh. And the ones that you just saved look a little bit torn up. They have like these bad claw wounds where they were carried.
Ish.
But they're like tending to them with healing salves. And the one of the two who looks older is a human man with like a completely bald, no hair on his head. Looks over and you see he's wearing a holy symbol. You recognize it as a symbol of Melisandre.
I thought it was going to be Velisco. Aha, I found them.
No, you did not. He looks at you all and he says, "I cannot thank you all enough."
Our pleasure. It was more like pest control. Could have happened to anyone.
Well, we really should not have wandered so far from the village.
I'm just glad you're okay.
We appreciate you. If you ever find yourself at Helm's Hollow, please come look us up.
Holmes Hollow?
Helm's Hollow, it's a small...
Helm's Hollow.
He, like, points to the direction of the water, and he says, "It's just a little port."
Well, of course. We'll remember you. I'm sorry, what's your name?
I'm Father Girding.
It's a pleasure to meet you. She'll introduce everyone.
Yeah,
We might stop by.
Introductions are made all round. And he says, "Please take this, at least, the alms for what we can offer." And he gives you 30 gold.
Oh, thank you. She'll
Farewell. Farewell.
split it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many? 6. Divided by 30 is what, 5?
5
Gold?
gold apiece.
All right.
It all
Thanks
adds
for
up.
making it divisible.
It was on purpose.
Ooh.
Okay. You have saved the wandering priests. Well done. And as we
Yay.
return to your journey... One moment. Where did it go? There it is. As we return to your journey, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
What? Can I just send my message?
Oh, if you're
So
ready
we
for
can-
it, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I have it typed out. I didn't anticipate a fight.
Okay. Then we press on. We'll press on to your long rest right before it happens.
Woohoo!
What's your message?
She will, sitting by the fire, pull out her book with all of like the different things that she wrote down, crossed out, recircled, rewrote, crossed out again. Pull up the page that she's finally decided on. Take a deep breath. And she'll say, as she casts Bending, Uncle Lucan, we haven't met, but I'm your niece, Atlantis' daughter, Dahlia. Remus is looking for me. He's not right. I need your help. Please.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, okay. Oh, 24.
24. Okay. Okay. You hear the most outright salty, just seaworthy voice you've ever heard in your life.
Hey.
Well, hells, this be a fine way to hear from blood. What can I do for you, lass?
Is that where we end the session?
That's where we're ending the session.
That's not at all what I thought he was going to sound like.
You would hear, immediately after that, you would hear in your mind Lily say, "Oh, he has changed."
He's got to be putting up a front. People don't change. He's got like a mystique going on or something. Like he's like got a reputation to uphold, so he's like the fucking opening credit painting in SpongeBob now.
Almost, basically. I hope you had a good time. There was a lot that happened. That was interesting.
I love sending.
Thank you for playing with me. And to all of you who are at home or at work, hi, Penn.
Hi, Penn. What the fuck just happened?
We love you. And I cannot wait to see you next time.
Yay.
Good night, everybody.